And we're live.
And we're live.
Hey everybody, it's Matt, and it's Henry.
People.
You don't see the people? No, they can see us though. All right. And I got a comment last week that there. I got a comment last week that there wasn't enough live video footage of Sophia. So let's see if we can see her too. She's just playing in the background on the floor over there. Oh, there's Avery. This week, we are going to be reading a book by a friend of mine named Tom Latourette, and the book is called I Had a Runny Nose. It's a really, really funny book. If you weren't with us last week, last Wednesday was World Read Aloud Day. So we came on here live to read my book, When You Hear the Thunder Rumble, and we had a lot of fun. We got some really cool comments afterwards and some fun feedback, so I decided to just start doing this every week. And my goal is to showcase books by other children's book authors who I know who think have great work and who I would love to showcase. So first off, I just want to tell a little bit about Tom. Tom and I have actually been doing some live readings to elementary schools and preschools. And last week we had a reading to a group of 300 3rd to 5th graders, and it was a lot of fun. We had more than 150 questions in the chat about our writing process and all kinds of things like that, which was a blast. And Tom helped organize that whole thing. So it's been a lot of fun getting to know Tom and working with him and reading our books together and helping each other just in our writing process and everything. Tom runs a foundation with his brother, and it's the btbfoundation.org, which is Beat Bill Foundation. What they do is they raise money to give to local families battling cancer. They've raised more than $1.3 million and helped more than 100 families over the last 15 plus years. So pretty awesome stuff. And all the proceeds from the books he sells go towards that foundation. So really, really happy to support Tom today and showcase his book. Without further ado, you guys ready for the book? You want to read? All right, here we go. The book is I Had a Runny Nose. So this is a book all about noses running off your face. All right, here we go. Do you really know your nose? Has your schnozzle ever caused a schmazzle? Has your nostril ever been hostile? Has your proboscis ever become preposterous? Well, this is a story about the time my snoot became a galoot and caused a pursuit. The day it got cute, gave a toot and took a scoot. The moment it would uproot, take root, and go on a commute. I never thought that I'd have to say no to my nose, but the following yarn is a cautionary tale for all of you. All right, can you slide over just a little bit so that we're both in here for the book also? There we go. I think that's a little better, right? All right, here we go. I had a runny nose that ran right off my face. It bolted to the bathroom at a fast and furious pace. Let's make sure we show the pictures on every page. Taking lots of tissue before I could give chase, it blew itself and tooted, leaving Kleenex in its place.
Daddy, this was the nose on here.
That's right, it ran right off his face, right? Bobbing in the bathtub, watching the water run, my nose would sure feel better when the hot bath was all done. It scrubbed and soaped each nostril, blowing bubbles just for fun, then shampooed every nasal hair and blow-dried them one by one. Wow, that sounds like a big job, right? Show those pictures. I know, but we're showing those pictures. It's important. I tried to find my runny nose, but there was too much steam. My bathroom like a sauna. This could only be a dream. A nose could not flit from its face. This is not what it may seem. But then I saw the dripping towel and the open shaving cream. Look at that. Switching in the kitchen, leaving mucus in its wake. Nose prints left a slippery trail every slimy step they take. You okay?
Oh no.
You okay?
Don't laugh.
Drink some more water. Scampering so silently, as soundless as a snake. My nose was mixing flour with its phlegm to make a mucus cake. That is kind of a disgusting page, isn't it? All right. It's not as bad now. Feed a cold and starve a fever, but be sure the food is hot. That's what my mother says if a cold or fever I have got. My nose was taking that advice, plopping mucus in a pot. You may think that tastes disgusting, but my nose assures me that it's snot. Get it? My nose bounded to the bedroom and bounced upon the bed. It crawled under the covers with a story to be read. Little red runny nose. That's a good story. The better to smell you with, my dear, is what the big bad wolf had said. I just wished my nose would stop its running and rush headlong to my head. I like that part. That's clever. Listen right here. I was having trouble breathing, taking breaths without my nose. Every gulp grew into gasping through a gummed-up garden hose. I couldn't smell a stinky trash or a beautiful pink rose. If your nose ever flees from your face, you'll find out that it blows. My poor old nose kept running. It darted out the door. It bustled to a baseball game. The score was 4-4. My nose pointed out to center field, which made the home crowd roar. Then my schnoz sneezed out a big home run for the winning score. Achoo! They're at Flemway Park instead of Fenway Park. And now batting Booger Powell instead of Boog Powell.
It's
all right.
Mutant Powell!
Yeah, they have noses too, right? Does he have a nose? It ran into a marathon downtown on 4th and Vine. The crowds were cheering for my nose. I was so proud it was mine. A snout had never run this fast. It was making record time. Winner by a nose, they shouted as it crossed the finish line. What's up, buddy?
So, the mutants don't have noses.
They don't have noses?
No.
But then my nose stopped running. It was dry as a wick. It had taken all its medicine and was no longer sick. I made a vow when it came home, with my nose I will stick. You may keep your fancy friends. It's my nose I will pick. Ha-ha. That's the end. What'd you all think? When I was a little kid, my dad used to always say, you can pick your nose and you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Hopefully you enjoyed that book. Henry almost had a little phlegm back up there. But that's a clever book, and I really like Tom a lot. And just a quick note from last week when Tom and I did our reading to that school, we got a ton of questions. A lot of them had to do with our writing process. So I just wanted to show from my book, when you hear the thunder rumble, this is my writing process. It's extremely disorganized and all over the place. I use just a sheet of unlined paper and scribble and scratch out stuff and move it around and put arrows and just move stuff around. That's how I kind of plan out my books. I don't really edit or anything like that. I just kind of do it as I go and edit as I go. I don't do it a lot of drafts, but that's just kind of the process that works well for me. And then I sketched out some of the pictures from the beginning of that book, right? And ultimately, these were taking so long and they were so bad compared to what I really wanted to see in the book. And then I sent it off to the illustrator that I got in touch with, Katie Williams, who is amazing, and she came back with a much, much better version of all these than I could have even possibly imagined. So that just kind of gives you that process a little bit to see where we went from my little scratch outs on unlined paper all the way to a completed book that I was able to print out, read to my kids. They were my focus group, when they like it, I like it, and then we publish. So that's my process, and hope you enjoyed it. Going to be back again next week. Going to make this a weekly thing every Wednesday afternoon to do other books from other authors that I know. So check back in next week. And by the way, Tom Latourette is also a heck of a sales trainer and sales consultant. I'm going to be sitting in on a presentation he's about to give about cross-generational selling. So that's totally unrelated to children's book writing, but something that we both do for our day jobs, and it's something that I find really interesting. So can't say enough good things about Tom. Hope you enjoyed his book, I Had a Runny Nose, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for being here, Mr. Branty. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
We were trying to wake you up because it was morning time.